Well, we've been talking about the build-up preparations now in full force for the approaching storm. And New York City's Office of Emergency Management is closely tracking it all.
Oh, that's right. Commissioner Zach Iscol is the man leading the response plan. He joins us now here in the studio with more on the latest on how the city is preparing. Thanks so much for being here, Commissioner. The forecast, as we know, calling for snow 1 to 2 inches an hour. That's a tough one. You got a lot of city streets to cover. How many miles in total?
Yeah, a lot. But we have, our sanitation crews are ready. We've got 5,000 sanitation workers that are on standby. And, also just right now, hugely grateful for everybody who has been working over the last 48, 72 hours through Christmas, away from their families, preparing the city for this event.
Yeah.
So when the alert comes down, I mean, what's the protocol? Who gets the first call, and how does it go from there in terms of storm prep?
So we have something called Watch Command at New York City Emergency Management. They monitor everything going on in the city 24/7. And one of the things that they do is every day they're checking in with the National Weather Service. We also have a great meteorologist on staff. And so as we start to see a forecast develop, we start checking in more regularly with the National Weather Service, looking at what the forecast might look like. And then about 2-3 days ago, we start pulling all of the agencies together, all the city agencies, some of our state partners, some private sector partners, to start really preparing for an event like this.
Well, we have a lot in common. We have great meteorologists on staff
as
too.
well.
Yeah, no, you do. You really do.
This one is going to be tricky because it's going from snow to sleet, maybe back to snow again. We're having a lot of changes in there. And I know you've got to make multiple passes on the street.
Yeah.
Is everybody going to get the same treatment?
Yeah, so first off, yes, and there's a great website you can go to. If you go to nyc.gov/snow, you can look and actually look at Blade Runner, where you can track the plowing that's going on around the city.
That's such a boss name, by the way.
It really is a boss name. But we're starting to salt the roads this morning. Bike lanes as well. We'll be covering the entire city, especially northern parts of the city.
Yeah, I saw the pre-treatment on the Deegan this morning when I came in.
And so we expect a little bit heavier snow up there, but really we're expecting a lot of snow all over the city today.
Yeah, we've talked about how we're sort of lucky that this is happening during a holiday weekend, but still there's a lot coming. It's supposed to start late Friday into Saturday. How do you get ahead of it?
Yeah, so first off, a lot of it comes into preparation, right? So yesterday, Christmas Day, and I can't iterate this enough, I'm so grateful for the folks that were working away from their families yesterday preparing for this.
We are all appreciative of that.
Yeah, and if you see a sanitation worker, if you see a city worker out there today,
thank them.
Thank them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the holiday season, they're working, they're away from their families.
Right.
But we start that work early on, and then today we start messaging to the public. Really important that people know that, the forecast is a prediction. Right? And we have a good sense of when it's going to start. But if you are planning on doing some holiday travel today, try and do it a little bit earlier. That snow is going to start late afternoon. The heaviest probably around 5, 6, 7 after 7 p.m., but that can shift always a little bit. So adjust your travels accordingly and make sure you're ready. We have a great website, nyc.gov/be ready, where we have tips for the public for all sorts of weather events, including winter weather, to keep yourself and your loved ones safe.
I know you're going to be in the bunker with the heads across the city, because it takes a lot to coordinate all of this response. But you also do sort of like a wheels on the ground approach too. You were saying you're actually out on the road with the Commissioner of Sanitation to check things out and like be eyes on.
We'll be out there tonight together. Really, our job is to go out there, make sure that things are getting taken care of, but also be there for the crews that are out there doing their work. If there are problems, we can get out there quickly and address those issues.
What if people are saying, hey, you know what, you missed my street? How can they sound off to you, besides just, by the way, sounding off in places that they like to put you on blast?
You can report that to the city. You can go to nyc.gov/snow, report it through there. You can report it by 311. Also, New Yorkers need to do their part. So not just making sure that you're ready, but also remember, we are responsible for shoveling and salting in front of our businesses, in front of our homes.
That's right.
I will be doing that later this afternoon, throwing some salt down in front of our apartment building. And tomorrow morning, after I get home, I will be shoveling the sidewalk in front of our home, as should most New Yorkers.
And well, not really on a side note, but let's say this. It's important for people to stay off the roads if they can and let those plow drivers do their job.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And so we actually have a great partnership between Sanitation Department and the NYPD to escort those vehicles specifically for that reason, to make sure that our plow trucks, our salt spreaders can get around the city, do their job to make sure the
They're
roads are
pairing them up with the
open.
little lights and sirens.
We are, but also, you know, it's
maybe not so much sirens.
important also for emergency vehicles to be able to get around, right? You don't want those roadways getting clogged up.
And you're going to get to wear those sleek jackets, those
Always.
cool
Always.
looking jackets this week. All right, Mr. Driscoll, thank you so much. Iscol, sorry, thank you
worries.
for being with us this morning, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Great to be
thanks
with
for
you
being
guys.
out. Wheels on the road. We appreciate you.